In Uganda's remote northeast, the Karamojong live a pastoral and semi-nomadic lifestyle. In this environment, children play a vital role in the family's daily survival. Boys graze the cattle, often walking for days in search of green pastures, while girls stay closer to home and carry out the essential chores. In Karamoja, it's the number of cattle you own that determine your wealth. And just like money, people will fight for more.
The attitude of the Karamojong is that a child must grow in a traditional manner. That is, a boy must grow as a boy who is ready to defend the society and the animals against the enemies. And if possible, this boy should be able to bring in more cattle through raiding from the hostile societies.
This lifestyle is in itself a challenge to formal education, but in Karamoja, history also plays its role. 65 years ago, education was rejected outright.
The Karamojong community did not really welcome the idea of education because they felt that education was taking their children away from their normal life of looking after cows and so on. Now, they resisted this so much that they started associating a pen, which is the instrument of education, with the colonial rule.
Because when the colonialists came, when they were recruiting people for the Second World War, they used the pen to write their names, and some of them who went to fight never came back.
So they hated this so much that they even killed some chiefs in the resistance to formal education. So in that process, they symbolically said that, no, let us curse this pen here. In their ceremony, they buried a pen so that it goes away from us. Anybody who goes by the pen should die.
50 years later, the Karamojong realized that their lack of education was holding the region back. So in 1995, tribal elders decided to unearth the pen and promote education.
The communities recommended that we need a kind of education which is flexible, which can allow our children to attend to the classes, and after the classes, they can also carry out with the domestic chores at home.
So that was the beginning of a community-based program called Alternative Basic Education for Karamoja, ABEC.
It's early morning in Nachele, Moroto district, and 12-year-old Lokong Moses is busy with his home chores. Lokong lives in this village, known as a Manyata in Karamoja, with his mother, father, 4 brothers and 1 sister. Formal education has never been a part of family life. But all this changed 6 months ago, when he first attended the community's ABEC class. Now Lokong's a regular, and his first stop on the way to class is the Manyata's central store, where the children pick up their learning materials. Funds for ABEC come from the national government, with support from development partners. The curriculum was designed with local community participation and includes subjects relevant to a pastoral life, such as crop production and livestock education. Even basic literacy and numeracy are taught within the context of pastoral life.
Nabo, Ni, Na, Nga, Lu.
Abnerana we bazara begi me back. Begi me back. Ya Allah ja da ripi ja bara kainati. Garagicha. Malum tu zamanin. Kara ke bako ni ni. Kara ngala tain. Kizio ma ja kara girgirja. Tamaru malum tu zamanin. Kara doanya ku ta ja da tamaru tu.
Lokong's mother Sagal has also embraced ABEC and encourages Lokong to attend on a regular basis.
Alakara no way. Alakara toma bekatamar. Karaing the datanyu. I kidiomo. Tanyu the wing a croydana jokon. A lot of my kidiom. Alakarang a bek. Taralordane bunena tabal Tonyo minita Tozium school along bek. Catalacaritu no way. Angartolo to Idua Dadio Boko in Nedeo, Kigreta bed, Joko Kigreta, Kigraki, Jok. Taninte, Tankin, Tepitolo, Ramalim Nagron, I Roro. Tobupi Yorda.
And Sagal is already seeing the benefits of Lokong's education within her daily life.
A ripusango, Anisa Tamariongo. Taripinakara, Tena. Abuku Nakare, Gangar to go, I like it. A pedal in the Aziomuni Tanya Yatama came in your Tamus and I care Tamaki, I do.
Yeah, Bunak, Todikina, and Yukutana Bala. Dadang.
Lokong's teacher, Zachary Lomako, is one of a number of dedicated ABEC facilitators who joined the program at its inception in 1998. Before he begins his morning lesson, he's already presented the news on Karamoja FM.
Ngulu amroto kape kan kaprit ikedike kintong itunga luta ponara akiria makini ka ekepukan.
After reading the headlines, he starts his 2-hour trek to the learning center at Nachele.
I commit myself that at least I should walk there and proclaim this education to our people. That is our people in the villages in Karamoja region. Yeah, that is my own commitment that though I don't have any picky, any bicycle, any vehicle that can drop me there, I make sure that I reach and proclaim this education to our people in Karamoja.
Despite the commitment of instructors such as Zachary, in a society where 80% of its population is illiterate, finding suitably qualified facilitators for ABEC has been a challenge.
We started, first of all, with the demand to have secondary education leavers, but we couldn't realize this in the Manyatas. So we lowered the standard to primary 7 standard. These are boys and girls who left school at the age of about 13, 14.
Zachary's dedication has paid off. His position as an ABEC facilitator has played a key role in improving his own education and professional development.
I was lacking behind with education also. When I used to get this small amount of mine, my own salaries that I used to get from this program of ABEC, it helped me that I also used myself in a talented way that I should keep some small cash that can at least, that can raise me from my education. I finished my O-level. I went for my own courses. After I finished successfully, I went with the public administration management, that is through Makiri University, that is in 2004. Then I also went and did conflict and negotiation management.
And Zachary may soon be able to further his development. A new ABEC instructors training course is being planned.
A 2-year distance program has been designed and being finalized by Kiambogo University. And we hope that it's going to start by 2008. But what has been going on is what we call an induction training. Whenever they are being introduced to another module, then we have an induction for a period of 2 weeks. They are inducted into the new material, then they go and teach.
For Zachary, the most important aspect of ABEC is the benefit that it brings to the children.
ABEC is doing something in Karamoja, that at least these children have at least grown up with some knowledge. They found themselves on how to count their own cows. So ABEC really taught the community a very real lifestyle that was wanted at least to develop Karamoja region.
And Lokong now has his own goals and vision for his future.
So that Lokong is going to make his own life of educating himself and develop at least his family and at least the relatives and Karamoja at large.
I see ABEC as a gateway to achieving universal primary education, especially when you look at the Karamoja context, where we are talking about the children from the pastoral communities. This is because up to now, even with all this ongoing sensitization, not all children have gone into the formal school. So we are still using the ABEC program together with the district local governments, encouraging the community. Those who are not in ABEC, let them first get there.
Since our ultimate aim of ABEC was to change the attitude of the Karimojong positively towards education and therefore have more children in the formal school, we think there is an achievement in that in those parishes where we had a low enrollment, many children have joined the formal education. And I think that is our greatest achievement.
For many Karamojong children, ABEC is their first introduction to education. It's designed to engage and encourage parents to send their children into formal primary schools. And for Lokong and the children of Nachele, there are positive signs ahead. At Naitakwai Primary School, 5 kilometers from Nachele, 70% of the children are former ABEC pupils. Head teacher Rose Ilukol has seen this number increase steadily each year.
5 years ago, in 2001, there were 88. As time has gone on, they are increasing slowly by slowly. This year, this is what is in place, 226. I feel happy as well because having few children is not pleasing. When you have many of them, you're also happy that you're adding people.
These are encouraging trends, as the move from ABEC to primary school is dependent on the attitude and decision of the parents.
A parent can get up and go to the learning center and tell a facilitator, this child, I want this child to be in the center up to the end of the year. Next year, the child should go to the what? To the formal school. So that linkage has been also created in the community.
For the children who make the move, a school interview is carried out to assess which year they should enter into. However, plans are now in place to establish an entry system relating to ABEC attendance.
By next year, we will have a clear document because the Ministry of Education, together with the National Curriculum Development Center, have been looking at these materials and trying to come up with the exact equivalence. If it is 1 year, is it P3? And then if it is 3 years, P5, such that that is what should now be used to support the transition. So the issue of transition is something that is being worked on together with the national government and the local district governments.
The children who make the transition face a range of challenges once they are at school.
They are going to an institution with a routine, with a lot of school rules, demand for uniform, which they didn't have. When they come to school, they find the teaching in English. And yet in the ABEC, they are taught in Karamojong.